Welcome to Joga Bonito, where Callum, Luke and I discuss the sometimes beautiful game of Scottish football. Boys, welcome back.
Thank you very much. How you doing, Fraser?
That was a great intro. So much better than me last week.
I don't.
It was a high bar.
Yeah. And I taunted it.
We'll see how Callum gets on next week.
I'll be preparing all week long. Are we doing well today, boys?
Very well, mate. Yourself?
Not too bad at all. So I'm looking forward to this one because we're going to change it up a little bit today, as we were talking about before. Is we're not going to have an overall topic to this one. We're going to go into a bit of the news and then into some of the challenges that people know and love so much. But we can not do this without going over some of the news, as it's been another big week in Scottish football, as it always has been. And I don't know where we should start on this, but perhaps a big game this weekend between the two of you. I don't know, I should be sitting in between you two for this one, but it was Falkirk Ayr United at the top of the championship.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, top of the table clash.
Yes. Quite a fiery encounter, I think.
Honours even in the end.
Yeah.
Was it fiery? I'll confess I wasn't at the game.
I think that just kind of showed that both teams were up for it.
Such a casual one.
I'm a casual.
Casual.
No doubt about it. I was pulling pints at that time.
Oh.
Respect that, by the way.
Not for myself.
James Smith's gaming all that.
Do we have any more inclination as to who is going to win the Scottish Championship after that game? Or are we just as confused as we were before?
Yeah, I think we're still always confused.
Still confused.
Scott
Livy, big
Arfield,
opportunity
by the way.
for Livy to... Yeah, well, that's what
4 goals in 2 games.
I'm worried about his addition to the Falkirk
See,
squad.
and we did that podcast before Scott Arfield when we predicted the championship table. None of us had Falkirk first.
Yeah.
And honestly, Scott Arfield's the kind of thing, after I saw that, I was like, that may be just that bit of quality. Could be.
The one that's going to cross the line.
Yeah. I was... The fact that Ayr nullified him to the point that he only scored one that weekend.
Not a hat-trick.
The small victories.
It was reassuring.
Yeah, there is small wins.
He's not a world beater. He is 36-year-old Scott Arfield, so hopefully... I don't know how old he is, but...
So, no close to knowing who's going to win the title then, you think?
I think, well, Livy...
I think they're out of it now.
You think?
Yeah.
No, well, that's too soon to say. I do think it's your two teams. It's the favourites, as we sort of said, but you can't rule Livy out. Just maybe 1 or 2 results.
Yeah, but that was Dunfermline. I guess they just turned over your team the week before, so not that they're not.
I'd
bad
have to mention that again.
Well,
we spoke about that last week. We got over that. Wraith Rovers have got back to winning ways, and that's dead and buried.
Yeah, leaving some managers' jobs in their wake. It appears.
What a beautiful transition from this guy. Segue straight over. He's avoided saying if Ayr are still favourites for the title, and he's jumped straight into Chris Doolan. Yeah, were you surprised by that news? That is the breaking news this week. Chris Doolan no longer in the Partick Thistle job.
Yes, surprising to an extent. I think I've spoken to a lot of Thistle fans of late. I think they more often than not seem a bit disgruntled with the way that their team are playing in recent times. So actually, maybe not. They've kind of stalled.
Is it maybe a bit of just something you can rely back on and fall on, say, well, the Championship playoffs are going to come around, the Premiership playoffs are going to come around, and Partick have done that in recent years and came close, but at the end of the day, I think this Partick squad was probably made to be competing for the league title, and if anything, they're getting sucked into a battle close to anything to having teams catching up with them behind. Obviously, Wraith are 6 points behind now, 2 games in hand. Won't get ahead of myself in any way, shape or form, because no one's doing that, but you probably are, if you're Partick Thistle perspective, saying, well, we maybe looking at teams over our shoulder, because if they won that game, well, it'd be a 12-point gap instead, I suppose, wouldn't it? So so maybe that's their thinking there, but it'll be interesting certainly to see who comes into that. Any names jump to mind?
Well, Brian Graham, I guess.
Seems like the obvious
He's
name that will get linked to it.
Yeah, player manager till the end of the season potentially.
He'd be up there with the best quality of player managers we've had, surely in the Scottish Championship.
Rhys McCabe.
Yeah, that's another one.
But in terms of I'd say in terms of the quality of the player as a manager, that's
and he's so prolific as well in front row.
Yeah, Will Gibson was pretty good when he was player manager.
No,
Queen of the South, he was the best centre back in the Championship. We've spoken about this before, so he'll be a name that's linked to it. Ian Murray, maybe his name would be in there
potentially.
Sorry, I was going to say Stephen Naismith there as well.
I thought that was going to come up as well. Don't know. We'll see. That's going to be interesting to watch though.
That'll be an attractive job anyway.
You interested?
Absolutely.
We should this like every trio.
Do it for a £5 a week.
And a badge of crisps.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that would be. I'd love to sort of force my footballing tactical beliefs on on a fan base.
What are your tactical beliefs?
Joga Bonito.
All it is, yeah.
Sometimes
not much more else to it, really. 4-6-0.
4-6-0, yep. It's
Joga
about being
Bonito.
list. Right.
I don't know if they go hand in hand, but I would make it so. No, I'll maybe not submit my application, but I guess there's some
good names out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and one team that obviously did hire a new manager this week from Austria, Wimmer, going into Motherwell. What do you think of that, Baum?
I was going to say, if there's one man perfect for the Motherwell job, it was Wimmer. And
I know. As soon as that job came up,
I was like, oh,
it's written in the stars.
Yeah. No, I will admit I don't know too much about him, but he seems like an interesting appointment. It's good to see. Maybe following in Aberdeen's lead. Sort of looking out with the British Isles for someone.
Austria Vienna as well, big club coming in from as well. You know,
I don't know if he set the header like Austria Vienna, but
44% win percentage there, 27 wins, 16 draws and 18 losses. So a bit of a mixed bag, but not terrible.
It's not terrible.
That's actually not a bad win percentage, by the way. Like, that's.
But I suppose if you consider that Austria Vienna are probably the second or third biggest team in.
I don't think they've been. From what I'd been reading as well, that the manager he replaced at the time at Austria Vienna was quite a popular manager, which is always quite a difficult job to therefore come into, but has an impressive track record as well from before. Yeah. Not when he was manager at Stuttgart, I believe, as well. Who obviously have had a really good rise as well in Germany. So good pedigree there. It can be difficult to judge a manager for one job, but I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but someone like Motherwell, maybe being able to track someone like that from abroad, looking at the Motherwell job as something that is inviting, which I certainly think it is, not just for, being able to manage Lennon Miller, but as a job overall, then that's probably a good one for them, because I feel like when these jobs come up all the time, people say, well, who's the names that's going to get linked to it, right? Well, who's managing a team in the top four of the Championship? We'll look at them. We'll look at a manager that's recently been sacked, maybe someone from League One in England. But then I feel like there's a lot of people that say, well, maybe they should look further afield into Europe, but then we never know those names. So fair play to Motherwell, took a bit of time to make this decision. And
Neil Lennon's always a name that always gets thrown in there as well.
That's the kind of
he's just a name that always gets thrown in there, like, no matter the job. Like, I remember he was always in the running for the St Johnstone job as well.
Exactly. It's good to get away from names like that. It could be a disaster. It could be a masterstroke. Who knows? We'll wait and see on that. But that's the top levels of Scottish football. I wanted to see if you guys had seen this goal that Stranraer scored this weekend.
It's a trasher, by the way.
You've not seen this?
I haven't seen it.
We've got to get this up. You're not following Stranraer goals?
I'm not.
On the weekly. Right. Well, I'll find this quickly because I didn't know if you'd seen it or not. So before we do that, I think you should touch on what's going on, the women's title race as well. Wow.
Yeah, it's a big week in
Incredible
Scottish women's football at the moment.
All of the top four are on like 51 points or something like that. It's
wild. Yeah.
Bonkers. I was at the game on Friday between Glasgow City and Celtic, and it was wild because both teams actually it was a proper competitive game where you could tell both teams were wanting the win and needed the win just to kind of step away from the other teams below them. But I think it shows how the SWPL is a league to be keeping an eye out for.
Well, there was one of the most dramatic climaxes to a season that I've witnessed in recent years was, I don't think it was last season, but the season before. Glasgow City nicked it at Ibrox against Rangers, and I think 3 teams could have won it in the final day of that season.
City, Celtic and Rangers.
And I think City scored in the last 5 minutes or something. So now we've got Hibs coming into the mix. I don't know if they'll last the distance.
Well, they've gone some way already. Huh?
Yeah. All in 51 points after 20 games or something. 21. I don't know. Exactly.
I think that game on Friday night was kind of like the halfway point in the season. So.
And they're all. I think Rangers have got an insane goal difference, to be fair, but they've all got big goal differences. So, wild.
We're all desperate to see a third force. Not only do they have a third force, they've got a fourth force getting in there now of Hibs, the men's game.
But I think Hearts aren't actually far behind them either as well.
I think they're maybe 6 points behind.
Yeah, so
that's a big gap
it's a big
in this
gap.
division.
Yeah, in this division it's a big gap, but I remember hearing in the interview before the game, and it was them talking, I can't remember, it was the Celtic women's manager, and she was talking about just Hearts are still not far behind them as well, even though as we say it is 6 points, but anything looks like it can happen in that league. So
Well, we might need to enjoy it because there's been rumblings in recent weeks that Celtic and Rangers are off ski. They're in discussions to go down south. You heard about that?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, it's the big news in women's football in Scotland is that Celtic and Rangers are in talks potentially to move down south, leaving obviously everyone else behind. So we might not have the SWPL for too much longer, and if this is the product, then it would be a shame to see that go. So big second half of the season coming up.
I think it's definitely one we'll keep an eye out here at Joga Bonito. We'll come back and speak about this some more because it's going to be a very interesting one. I do want to cut back to this Stranraer goal.
He's obsessed with this.
I've been thinking about this every day. I want you to see it. Fraser, give us your thoughts here. Matty Grant, give him a bit of credit here. Now, I did say to Luke, there's a minor chance, I don't actually believe this, but just to say it, that it could have been a misplaced switch of play, but I don't think it was. I mean, that's really unfair to say. Just to say that for the record, but you'll probably agree it's not. But here you go. Now, also, you can't unfortunately hear the commentary on this. Shout out
the commentary's on
the Stranraer commentary team. How about that for a goal?
That's a fantastic.
We'll get this up on screen as well. Yeah. The look on your face. What are you thinking?
Play it again.
You'll get a replay. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Stranraer always have a replay. It could have been a switch of play.
We're speaking to my dad about this before as well.
Can you play it from the start again? Sorry, I just want.
There's a chance he's kind of sliced the switch of play, unless he has seen the keeper of his line, and it's absolutely genius.
Yeah, that's what we showed this to my dad before we started recording, and my dad was like, the keeper was off his line, so he's probably seen the keeper off his line.
Luke's dad was very adamant this was intended.
Look at this.
Yeah,
that is right, Matthew Grant. If you're watching, I'm so sorry, and I hope you mean it or you meant it.
I hope he did as well.
No one does a spin after a strike. With their head down if they
some technique he did though.
For the viewers, he sort of
we'll get this on screen.
I think he dug it out.
We'll get this on screen.
I think he was digging it out for a cross to the striker who was making his way into the box. But that's doing him a disservice. Do you know what?
Give him the goal.
Yeah, cut that out. Edit that out. What a goal from Matty Grant. That's fantastic.
Stranraer have scored a few screams this season.
Yeah.
So
that Derry, what's his name? Derry Lan, was it? Yeah, it was. Ban Derry Lan.
And I think they went viral maybe last season as well. Finn Ekrapont might have scored from his own half.
Was it?
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he scored from 50 yards last season or something. So maybe, what's Stranraer's Station Park?
Someone in the water.
No.
Stair
Park.
Stair Park, in the water.
Stair Park is it, yeah. Place to be for Worldies.
Yeah.
Right, well, that's pretty much all the news we want to talk about there, because we're going to jump into our challenges. We do have one final news subject we're going to talk about. This is going to be a beautiful segue. I'm going to pretend it's all natural. We're going to get onto, but first, I think we should speak about the shot of the week once again. Fraser, get it down for us, please. Tell us what have we got here.
Try and get it into shot a wee bit better than we did last week.
Just put it on. Just put it on, please. No, don't put it on.
I can't. I mean, I can put it on.
No, you don't need to. You can hold it. So, Fraser, the shot of the week. What is it?
This is the Caledonian Braves 2024-2025 season kit. So it is an absolute beauty, in my opinion. So
not only is it quite eye-catching, it's different.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of sentimental value to the three of us as well.
Yeah.
Luke, why is that?
Wow. So
try not to cry when you.
I know this is emotional stuff, so we all used to work together.
We did.
Caledonian Braves. So I was the camera up, and then we had Callum, head of media, and our man Fraser over here on drums.
Commentary team with our man Luke in the background. My favourite thing about doing commentary with Fraser, with you filming, was you stood obviously behind us in the middle and just seeing you chuckle at the absolute nonsense me and Fraser. I just turn around and Luke's
the
giggling away.
That was coming out of your guys' mouth.
So a good few moments. But this kit this season is pretty stunning. The away one's pretty eye-catching too. One of the best things about this kit, where it was bought from as well myself, was Greaves, which is pretty awesome to see in Glasgow, Fraser.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see they've got the home and the away kit stocked there.
Yeah.
And it was in the window as well for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Best thing was going for a night out in Glasgow for a while and walking past whoever I was with, whatever at the time, and be like,
that's my club.
Look at that. Look at that.
The Braves, I mean, we love the Braves. They're doing some great things this season. They've gone viral on a couple of occasions, and they're trying to do things a wee bit differently, which I think is always a good thing.
Yep.
In Scottish football, so it's good to see. Le Coq Sportif back with a bang as well. I've not had.
Yeah, they were back with a bang, and now they're out with a bang again because they've unfortunately had to cease operations since this Braves kit came out.
Wow.
Always do your research.
A really iconic kit provider. It was brilliant. They'd at least come back to the UK with this one kit. French connections that the Braves have as well. And on the sleeve as well, could you show that off on this side? We've got Amnesty International on the other side. This side of it, we've got Acid FC, who designed the kits.
Shout out. This would be easier to do if I was wearing it. Can you hold
this
that?
Would be easier.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm just going to
Are you going to put it on? Or?
Nah.
I feel like this is already a model review.
So yeah,
and then
Amnesty International. So there's plenty of little things to look out for in this kit. But I wanted to give a shout out to Acid FC who designed the kit. That's Ed Coburn. Lovely guy, as well as being a brilliant kit designer. He is a Leeds fan. He designed the Leeds kits, which is so cool. Because I did a podcast with him, interviewed him about that, and I was like, how cool is it you designed the kits that you saw your own team wear? And that's such a cool feeling. But he wanted to make a shirt that people could wear with jeans. It looks good on a football pitch. It's inspired by... He wanted to make a tartan kit, tartan-inspired kit, but that's been done so many times. So he took a tartan, with the French sort of tricolour, and sort of tricolor in there, and just went rogue with it. Sort of the punk pub carpets, he kind of said. So there we have this kit. So a lovely one to see. Went quite viral when it was released as well. You know, some people loved it, some people hated it, and they're welcome to.
Al shared it, I'm sure.
They did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did remember that. Yeah.
Some cool accounts and social media.
I'm sure 442 done a wee feature as well.
They did as well. So Sport Bible, everything. Yeah. So
nice kit.
Yep, there we go. Get that one up there. A lovely shirt and sentimental value.
Also,
to the three of
shout
us.
out to the Braves who are pushing for promotion this season. They've maybe faltered a little bit, but it's not over yet.
Taking it a game, but I've interviewed the manager too many times to not say taking it one game at a time. But they are doing really well, and it's been brilliant to see the progress of a really talented young squad there. And big shout out to them for doing it. You know, in comparison to a lot of the other teams in the league, on sort of more of a modest way, with the team sticking together from the start of last season when yourself came in as well, how different that team was the season before, to getting a young group of guys in that have all got the same way of playing and really stick together and have had a very good time with it. So hopefully they keep up the good work. Yeah. And another shirt that came out this week, Scotland
women's, yeah.
Oh,
that's a corker of a kit, but it's a sort of a play on the Rosebery colours.
Yeah, it was the white, pink, yellow one.
Yeah, but that was based on the Scotland's initial, the Rosebery colours from the 1800s or whatever.
Oh really? Okay.
So that goes as a historical kit, but they've obviously, it's a modern twist on that. It's nice. The women's kits quite often are, you could argue, nicer than the men's.
Oh yeah, I'd agree.
There's a couple nice ones. Yeah.
There's some been over the years. We've spoken about this before. The Scotland Women's 2019 World Cup away top, the pink.
Yeah, that's a beauty. And then they had recently had a home kit. Well, I saw it was released on Twitter or something. I thought, oh, brilliant! That's a class kit for the Euros or whatever. And then realised it was the women, which was still nice, but I wanted it to be the women's kit and the men's kit.
Yeah,
it was the blue one with the
this new one as well. To be fair, you could say the same.
Yeah, I would love that. Personally, I would buy.
It was that away one I liked from that recent drop for the women's. It was the
purple, maybe.
Purple, yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah. So the women's kits are lovely, but this one's a beauty, which hopefully we'll get to see in the Nations League games that are coming up.
Yeah, and we're going to touch on them as well, I think, a bit. Next week is certainly when they play, but looking ahead to them, Fraser, are you confident? New era, starting off, of course.
Not overly confident. They're obviously in Nations League A now.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of transitional period, I think. We've got a new interim manager at the moment. The old manager's, I don't know if he resigned or whether he was booted out, but anyway,
he was sacked, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was sacked, yeah.
So, and there's a lot of fresh faces in the squad, which is exciting, but I don't know if potentially now, this doubleheader's maybe asking a lot. Erin Cuthbert's out as well.
Yeah, so I was going to say that, yeah, I saw she's out.
Wayne Rooney, basically. So, but still, Caroline Weir's still in the squad, which is big, but...
Bags of ability, like some players, obviously, but...
To compete at that level, I think you probably need Cuthbert and Caroline Weir both fully fit and playing, so Not overly confident, but we'll see. Maybe with their new kit on.
Maybe.
Lead them to glory.
Yeah.
And I think this is the movement into the next bit, which I'll segue to our first challenge.
Whoa.
If you boys are ready for this, because I'm going to be challenging you two on this one again, because I want you guys to be ranking Scotland shirts, home shirts from the Adidas era. Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Okay, if you insist. Right, I've got them ready up here. All right, and we're going to go through. Stop looking. I want you to see them all.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably seen them all
Sorry
before.
to sell out, man.
I've actually got a couple of them with me in person as well,
Wow.
so I can whip them out as well.
Yeah.
Just wear them, please. Model them. Won't need to put any graphics on the,
Do I need to-
on the screen here.
Do I need to just walk out of shot?
This will save you editing.
All right. So I'm gonna make sure I get all my years right for this because I don't want to embarrass myself.
That would be embarrassing. I'm
Imagine the TikTok comments.
Yeah.
Run your pal.
Imagine he gets the 2020 and 2024 Euros kits mixed up.
Imagine us getting a slagging on TikTok. I don't think that
Oh,
would
yeah, imagine.
That's Fraser's job. He's the one leaving the comments on his burner account. That Luke's an idiot.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks, Fraser. That was Fraser that said that, not me.
Yeah.
His burner account.
It's character building.
Okay, no one said that. So, you guys ready?
Thank goodness.
Born ready.
So, I want you guys...
Born slippy. Watching.
Where's the bell?
There.
I'll put it at the end
Oh, did you?
of the table. Let me ding the bell. All right.
The bell's at the end.
The bell. Does he just go up now? Did you not get that?
Look, behave yourself.
Jeez, Luke. Can I ding my bell?
Of course you can.
Thank
Callum,
you.
Yeah.
It's challenge time, baby.
Yeah.
It's time to play the game. It's time to
Honestly.
play the
I
game.
was waiting for you to sing it a bit more. Thanks for going through that whole Scotland segment without mentioning that there's something to do with a former Ayr United assistant manager. Because you mentioned that
Well, I
4
didn't.
times or something.
Yeah. Well, I was going to, but I don't know. I've used
that?
my Ayr United allocation and
Yeah.
or mentions in the last few episodes.
Too much.
I'm trying to.
I reckon there's going to be a bit more to come as well. Don't you worry about that. Right, so, you guys ready?
Yeah, man.
So, we are going to be putting Scotland home shirts from the Adidas era into a tier list.
Ooh.
Adidas,
Why did that sound like a
interesting.
villager from Minecraft? Ooh.
That's niche pattern, that.
I hate that I knew what he meant. That's the worst thing about it. And why are you going around hitting villagers as well? That's awful.
I just wanted to trade for some diamonds, man.
Right, where's the best place to start? 2024 home kit.
Nice.
So,
Is this another blind ranking?
no, this is a tier list. I
Oh,
want these to
tier
go
list.
into a tier each.
Well, I start us off.
Yeah.
If you, sorry, if you
What are your
don't mind.
So guys, what are your thoughts? Best place to start off? 2024 home kit.
Quality. When it first was leaked or released, I thought that's fucking. They've absolutely
Butchered that.
butchered it. Yeah, I thought it looked like a training kit, but I loved it. I thought seeing everyone over in Germany wearing it, and then in the matches, I thought it was a class kit, and I've got it myself actually. It's a grower
Aye.
on me for sure. So I'm gonna put it high. If we'd won the Euros, it would be S tier, but
Yeah.
we didn't.
So you're saying it's a grower, not a shower.
Yes,
Okay.
this is disgraceful. But that is what I would say. So I'm gonna go.
You guys are in a team here, please confirm.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sorry. I'm
sorry, Phil, sorry.
Oh, I'm just gonna put mine out, and then you can put, and then we can meet. in the
Right,
middle.
okay, go.
So I'm gonna argue an A tier.
Wow. I was just going for a B.
B, interesting. Why? Show your work.
B? I show my working. So, X follow it. No. So, I like the top bit. I wasn't a fan when it got released as well.
Agreed.
Right? And I'm still not over, like, a huge fan of it. Right? But it does bring back the nostalgia of the build up to the Euros. Like, all these games.
It must be the most bought
Can
kit.
you stop talking about nostalgia for the current Scotland kit?
No, but it will
That's
be.
right, I know what you mean. It will go down as
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
In 10, 15
sorry.
years' time, it must be the most bought Scotland kit in 25 years minimum.
Oh, definitely.
There's no way. During the summer, every corner in Glasgow you turned around, there was a wee guy or someone wearing a Scotland
A wee guy.
Like, there was a period 10 years ago where no one had Scotland kits, and you would rarely see them.
Yeah.
This one,
No, there's another kit that's going to come up, which is the reason for that, and we'll get to that soon. Rank this one, please, boys. A or B?
A.
I go for A.
Sorry for
That's fine.
overpowering, but I'm a big fan of it. I love it.
That's fine.
Right, what are we going to go next? What are we going to go next? There's a fly in here.
I just assumed this was going to be chronological order.
Yes,
Reverse chronological, but no.
Oh, but it's
Not
not
Callum.
Not Callum.
No.
I keep you boys on your toes, where you should always be when you're around me. We're going to jump right back to 2012.
Oh, I like that.
A collar. What do we think about collars?
Don't love it. Not that kind of collar anyway.
That was one of the first Scotland tops that I ever got.
You would have been a wee.
Right, don't you dare say that was a wee boy.
You would, well,
He's 4 years old when he got that shot.
10? No.
What year was this one in? Sorry?
2012.
12.
Alright, okay, so I was in primary 6.
Don't love it.
God, he's so young.
I don't love it. I'm going to say C. Potentially D. But Kenny Miller scored one of the
That
best
iconic
goals
goals
of
at
all time.
Wembley.
Yeah.
Oh, this was the Wembley one, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Wembley. Sent Gary Cahill for a hot dog.
Yes.
Quality. I'm gonna argue D, but
This was one of my first Scotland tops as well, and I did have to give it, I had to give it away because it stopped fitting me on mine now, which was sad.
That is quite sad.
I should have kept it.
Yeah.
What are you going to give it?
I was just say a C. But, and I'm a nostalgia merchant, so...
That's okay. You're allowed to. You can vote with your heart.
Are we
here.
going to force something to be an F tier in this, by the way, as we go on? So I'm not expecting you guys to have an
No, I
exact
don't think.
Okay, doesn't need to be.
Unless
Well, I do want a
I
bit
think
of
there
a
is
spread.
an F tier one.
I do want a bit of a spread,
Yes.
but so where's this go?
Go for D. Go for D.
No, we'll go C. We'll go C.
Alright, okay, cool. That's fine.
We'll go C.
A seamless cut back in. We come back in. We were rudely interrupted by someone at your door, Luke.
Sarah, what you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Whatever that is.
We never actually met her.
Yeah, because she didn't want to come in and say hi.
Not happy.
Scumbag.
Not happy. We're back in though, and the shirt we're doing is the 2016 shirt, which I have right here.
Beauty.
Beautiful.
Absolute beauty.
Do you know my only thing about this shirt is? I'm ready to go straight in here and give it a dig. Right?
Give it
How
a
dare
what,
you?
sir?
Like a dig.
Oh, a dig.
Right? I'm not a big fan of V-necks. I really don't like a V-neck football shirt. I'm sorry.
I
That's,
never really noticed that.
Yeah. That's the only thing.
It's a subtle V. It's more like a U.
A U-neck shirt.
What?
It's a very wide V.
So yeah, moving on. That's my only qualm.
You need to behave yourself today.
Yeah,
sir.
calm down.
I'm going to. We need an S tier.
Oh!
Oh, actually.
No.
No, there's better,
I know
there's
it's
better.
So what do we
Fair.
what do we think of the tartan?
Sauce.
Love it. I
Sauce.
genuinely love it.
Get it in B.
B.
Sorry, A.
I was going to argue even A.
Yeah, just get it.
Everyone. That was the start of Scotland on the up. That was Lee Griffiths at Hampden.
Yeah, I've got a story about that actually.
Okay, go on.
I wasn't at the gym, right? But had family friends over and we had a Chinese. My mum got raging at me because I didn't, and I had to lift my Chinese off my lap before the second free kick was taken. Because after the first one, I went wild, put the plate on the ground and was jumping up and down. And she was scared that I was going to spill it all over the place. Sorry, that's really so off topic, but
It's a lovely story.
I've got a better story.
go and then you were there.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Oh yeah, brilliant.
That was generally in Hampden. That was I've never ever. I don't think I'll ever see anything like that ever again.
Well,
and also just the way someone put a pin in it.
Gary-
The feeling. Oh my god.
Gary Neville's commentary was like, I've never seen a stadium rock like this.
Like genuinely, when the first one happened, was insane enough, and Scotland needs to win that game really. But it felt like at that point, you're like, just
They
take
actually
it.
didn't in the end.
Not in the end, but it felt like it in the
Yeah,
stadium.
it did
and it was,
that.
but when that first one in, you're like, oh well, snatch a draw out of nowhere here, massively take that. Then the second foul happened, and I'm sitting up the other end of Hampden that it happened at, and I'm just thinking, it's probably not even shooting range that one. I can't really see where it is, and I see Lee Griffiths, he's putting it down. And I'm like, oh well, Griffiths is on it. He might be shooting again, but I'm still rewatching the first one on my head, and I'm like, he's not. Is he going to shoot again here? And he steps up to it. I remember it just in slow motion, hits it, and I'm like, that's going in. And then when it went, the way that stadium erupted,
Seems, yeah.
just ended up 2-3 rows in front of where I started.
That's an old timer.
So the shirt is going A tier.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
S tier can have more than
I can't
one.
believe that was 2016. To be fair,
2017.
No.
Well, the kit was the
kit
league
was
Hampden was 2017, but I guess the kit was 2016. But yeah, that was the start of sort of our upturn.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
And success, maybe.
Very nice.
Solid.
We're going to jump back early now. Scotland 2010.
Oh, actually, I did have that top two. That wasn't my first one. The Piston wasn't my first one.
Thoughts? Scotland 2010. Not looking happy there, Fraser.
Just bad memories of in the kit playing.
Let's try and detach the memories too much purely on the kit.
That's
I know, but let's not do it too much on that.
It's boring. The only thing that is an Adidas template kit. You go to JD Sports and you'd find without the Scotland badge on it.
Just a navy.
You get that for 20 quid. Nah, not for me. The Scotland, the print, the sort of subtle print, that's nice, but
no.
What, this?
I'm not a fan of that.
There's nothing subtle about that print.
It's
just plastered on the front.
I think it looks quite tacky.
I think you could make that on like, what do you call it? Microsoft Art.
And then take it along to a wee print.
Paint. No, what's it called?
Yeah, Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, I think you can make this on Microsoft Paint. Just drag it, drop it on, sort of put the opacity down a little bit. Bang, Scotland shirt.
And take it to your local.
I think it's better than that. The second kit we looked at also had a similar thing. It was just a different.
I wasn't a fan of that either.
Fair. I'm not buzzed by it, and I'm gonna say D.
Oh, I was just say F.
Actually, yeah.
Just find it.
I don't think
Go on F.
Yep.
I don't mind the badge.
Yeah, the badge is fine,
but
everything else.
That's me trying to be nice, but I'm not even sure about the badge.
F.
Especially this was added. Adidas is what is it? Adidas? Adidas.
I would say Adidas, but
I would say Adidas. I've heard both many a time. The fact this is for their first Scotland kit they did as well in this era here. You thought they maybe come with a bit of a bang.
Underwhelming to say the
They
least.
took their time. Took the time to warm up. To be fair.
I don't think Scotland were any good in
No.
that era either.
Wasn't that the year we got cheated by Italy? In that?
No.
It was 2010. I'm sure.
Italy? No, that was Netherlands and maybe Czech Republic, Spain and Czech Republic.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Actually, maybe was that the kit that it was 3-2 at Hampden against Spain potentially?
Oh yeah, David Goodwillie scored too. No, okay. We'll cut that part out.
There was an own goal and Stephen Naismith.
Alright, sorry, this is a bit blurry, but next up is the Scotland 150-year anniversary kit.
S tier, please. There's nothing else I can say.
Don't overthink it.
I actually loved it.
I'm just thinking actually now, nostalgia's kind of taken over, but I would maybe argue 2024 Euros S tier and that an A tier.
What? No.
That's a hot take. They could both be S tier if you want, but
No, we'll go that S tier. That is a gorgeous
you
kit. We only wore it a few times.
Yeah, but
we get pumped by England in it.
But come on.
But no, it's a gorgeous kit. I don't have it, so maybe I'm bitter.
I don't have it either.
I'm bitter.
I never got it either, but it is beautiful. We'll go down, you'll look at that.
Yeah.
Quite timeless as well, I think.
Yeah, I guess that was the idea. It's meant to be from the 1800s.
Next, I don't say I remember this one. I remember it, but it's not one that jumps out my head. 2018.
You and your sneak peeks.
2018.
Yeah, that was the McLeish era. 3-0 in Kazakhstan wearing that kit.
That was John McGinn's breakthrough
nice.
into the Scottish national team.
Was that?
Yeah.
Was that the Kazakhstan? So
It was. Yes.
Any thoughts on the kit, boys?
So I was got battered against Belgium 4-0 in that trip.
It's another template kit.
Yeah.
But it's a nicer template kit than the 2010 one, so D. I'd be arguing D.
I find it D.
I actually really like the V neck there.
No.
Not for yourself.
Just V-necks just don't. V-necks and football kits.
I think it's an aesthetically pleasing kit. It's just boring.
Detail.
There's not much to it, and Scotland. There was not much to Scotland back then as well. So.
Yeah. Cool. Solid.
2020.
Oh, I like this. I do like this. I was a fan of this. I got this actually. Because this was the first Scotland top that I'd like bought in ages.
What I was about to say, I'm going to feel really bad for Luke now. I was going to say this.
Sure.
I was going to say, you know, when you said about, you said about like the bandwagon shirt, you saw everyone like wearing again. I was waiting to say this one came up, and this is the one that everyone started buying.
To be fair, okay.
Sorry, Luke. I feel really bad. You're like, this is the first Scotland shirt I bought in years. Yeah, everyone jumped on the bandwagon with this one.
That was because we got to a tournament. Everyone's like, I love Scotland again.
But it's a nice shirt. I quite like the sleeves.
Yeah.
It's not stunning.
I was actually gonna. I think.
Were you gonna slaughter this?
I was gonna slaughter it. No, I'm gonna slaughter the whole kit.
I'll slaughter you.
But actually,
it's fake strings.
I didn't love it. It's just a bit boring. Like again, it's another kind of template. I don't know what the kind of looks like ink spilled in a canvas or something.
One wee thing I'd say back is even the 2024 one, which you've read out, is like the template that every single Adidas team wears.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Every single Adidas team has this exact same bit of colour here, and then it goes into the shorts.
Right. Yeah,
every single team.
But you've still got like this sort of.
Yeah.
It's like the Ali McCoy's Euro '96 kit. It's a bit different. Like the yellows, it's like a striking yellow.
It is one thing about Adidas that doesn't annoy me how they are all like the exact same. I know they are different, but like just the shapes.
But that wasn't even one of the bespoke like Adidas kits. That was just, I think that's another, as in like a template kit that Scotland weren't deemed good enough to have. Yeah. Like Wales were getting nice.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
But we got that, so I'm not.
All right, what's your thoughts, boys? 2020.
I would go C.
Go for C. Yeah, go for C.
Good memories though. I had it. I loved it. I had the Euros badge on set.
Did you?
But yeah, kind of disappointing. I think against all the other kits at the Euros, I don't know. This one, the most exciting part about this is the flash of red on the sleeves.
Yeah.
You sound like such a fashion designer. Flash of red.
I'm opinionated when it comes to Scotland.
Right, next up, another one I like quite a lot. We are going to 2014.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that was nice. I like that actually. I like the tartan down there's tartan down the sides. Yeah.
It's got these very subtle bits of tartan on the sleeves.
Yeah,
and that,
I like
which
that.
I really like.
Yeah.
A little bit of sort of maroon around here. Bit of maroon.
Oh.
I like this a lot. And then Maloney scored. This was the one.
Yeah, I thought that was the Maloney top
against Ireland.
That was Robbo's breakthrough season. Well, yeah, wasn't it?
Got some good memories in this kit.
Yeah, it's a nice kit.
Personally. No.
Go on.
Wore it to many a game. Wore it to many a game I enjoyed. Thoughts on this?
It's a nice kit. Again, though, a tad on the boring side.
Yeah.
Like it is just a navy top, but the tartan gives it a bit of something.
And the maroon too gives it that bold.
The maroon's a bit different.
Yeah.
And then
too jazzy? Too jazzy?
No, not jazzy.
Not too jazzy. There's a lot in between this reference, huh?
I didn't get that.
Whoosh. Oh. Have you guys seen the in-betweens?
I love the in-betweens, yeah. But...
Oh, you know the one where they're getting their suits for the prom and they've got the guy in the shop and it's like got just full of like lapels and all. It's all too jazzy.
You're going to get us cancelled.
Moving on. Next tip, please.
Fictional David Goodwillie goals over there. He's invented these.
B. I'm going to argue B.
Fair enough. We need something in there.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Is that 14? Wow.
Have we got any more to come?
Have we got more to jump?
Yes, we do, son.
They can't be. They're not springing to mind, so.
We've only got one more. Oh, we'll spring right back into your mind.
I'm ready.
You and your sneak peek.
Sorry.
I'm not going to lie. I just look at this kit and I think Jack Hendry for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I think I've already seen it.
2022.
I think that kit is stunning. Not just because Scott McTominay in Spain. It's just, and I remember the big bruise that I had on the side of my leg from getting slapped right into a seat when he scored the first goal within the first 5 minutes against Spain.
That's a lovely kit, but again, like, it didn't jump in.
My thoughts on this one, I didn't get this one at the time. I remember because I thought it was incredibly boring. I don't even like the Adidas badge on it or anything like that.
No.
There's just a lot about it that I'm just a bit like, there could have been something so much better with this kit. Had potential. It's just like nothing to it. The away kit wasn't not the exact same. Just in
they were both
white.
Really smart though. Like with the purple, I like the purple, and with the shorts, it looked aesthetically really pleasing, but again, just lacked a bit of flair, a bit of character. Yeah. So, but I really like that kit. I think that's a nice like boring kit. So I'd put it high up.
Okay.
It's not S tier, but it's not A tier maybe, because like I'd kind of forgot there when you said we had another one coming.
Yeah.
Didn't jump to my mind.
So 2022, where's that going to finish us off?
B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so harsh putting it with the 2014 one. Personal opinions. So the final ranking, boys, is S tier.
Yep.
By itself an S tier. We could have had more than one in S tier.
No.
You sure you're happy?
Can you though? I
No,
think
okay.
it's to be one
Okay.
pod.
So S tier, 150 year anniversary kit. A tier, 2014, 2016. B tier, 2014, 2022. C tier, 2012 and 2020. D, 2018. And F, 2010. Good list, boys. You happy with that?
Class.
Chuffed.
All right, let's move on to the next subject. Some connection. What should we do next?
I'd say Tic Tac Toe. So today it's going to be some SPFL Tic Tac Toe. We have across the top, we've got Falkirk, Hibs, and the English Championship. And then we've got Hearts, Rangers, and Motherwell down the side.
Well, I really appreciate you put Hearts and Falkirk at top left.
Yep.
Two teams
Probably
that
should be right at the top.
Okay, that's a first. At least they can be first in this list here. But I'd like to take Hearts and Falkirk, and I'd like to take Stephen Kingsley.
Very nice. Great shout, Callum.
I'm gonna go Rangers and Hibs.
Go on then.
I'm gonna go Canberra.
Solid shout. Solid shout.
That's a terrible shout. I don't think anyone wants to remember.
It's-
Well, I feel like
Yeah, but
Hibs.
it's a niche one.
Ticks the boxes.
Yeah.
Rangers fans don't like him, and Hibs fans.
It's the first player that came to my mind. I don't know.
That was the first one that came to mind.
Could have gone. I guess I could have gone Ian Murray.
Oh, yeah, you should have.
Scott Allen.
Oh,
Oh no, Celtic Seinfeld. Sorry.
Yeah,
No, I was going to be a bit
Celtic.
cheeky by saying that, and then I was like,
Oh.
but then because he's a Rangers fan, isn't he?
I believe. Well,
Famously.
word on the street.
Wide on the street. Rangers almost had him. I had. But we'll move on. Could I go for Hibs Hearts?
yeah.
Does it need to be like senior players? I just want to give some. I'd like to give some a bit more niche. Okay. Because I could say Michael Stewart easily, but I feel like I do like a bit more
That's
of
a good one,
a
actually.
rare answer. Hearts Hibs could have Josh Doig.
Wow, I like that.
Canny
I do
though.
like.
Canny.
Yes.
Canny.
What do you mean?
What is the small print for this game?
I'm ready.
He's not played a senior game for Hearts.
But he played for both teams.
Oh, so I'll just say I'll take Hibs Hearts. I'll have Michael
not-
Stewart then.
Okay, that's fine. He had a backup option.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Just checking the
Actually,
rules here.
I've got a wee shout for Hearts and Hibs
Ooh.
that I thought of as soon as I had it. Dimitri Mitchell. But
Oh yeah, that's quite good. Yeah, yeah.
we'll move on.
Did he play for Hibs?
Yeah, you signed for them
Yeah.
like a couple of seasons ago. Yeah.
The
Didn't do
English
much.
champ
Yep.
and Hearts.
Yep.
I'm having to do. I'm got no choice but to go for this one. I was struggling with this, but the big man with the beautiful moustache popped into my head. I hope. Yeah, he's currently playing in the championship.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Yep.
Big Callum Patterson.
Solid. Yep. Another one I had in mind for him for that one. was him.
Big Uche.
Oh yeah. of
Another one
course.
too.
Piazzi.
I've got one here. Frankie Trent. But we'll move on.
Was he championship? Was he?
Yeah, he was at Peterborough.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, that's not championship, so we'll cut that.
They've been in the championship.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Sorry.
Ferguson managing them like 17 million times.
Yeah.
He's been there. That means I need to take Falkirk Motherwell.
Yeah.
That's tricky. I'm not sure I could take that. Although, if I wanted to win, I would have to take it.
I've got a name, but I think I'm getting them as a collective mixed up. Have you got one?
Yeah.
A good one in mind?
Yeah, I
I don't take too long here. Sorry. Could I have a father and son, Miller?
No.
No. We have to be honest. There was a bit of a break there. Some incorrect
Yeah.
answers coming in. Could I take Falkirk Rangers? Could I get Zach Rudden?
Yes, you can. No problem.
What were you thinking?
Well, I was going to go Falkirk Rangers.
Who are you going to say?
It's Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Topical.
Okay. I'm kind of... My arm's been twisted here because I cannot think of a Motherwell Falkirk player. Oh, that's got to be... But no. I'm going to have to go Motherwell and English Championship.
Yes.
Wee Davy Turnbull.
Belter. Very good.
Good plan.
He's not wee either. I don't know why I said
No, he's not, no.
Turnbull, but yeah.
You said that for quite a few players when I'm like watching the podcast back. Like, wee Ducky McDade. I mean, he is wee, but...
Wee Alan Forrest, but he is small.
Yeah, I would say he's smaller.
Sorry.
Could I have Rangers English Championship, Ryan Hardy?
Belter.
Scoring the winner against Liverpool. Can't ask for much more than that.
Quality. Love it.
And one of my favourite race throwers loanees I've ever seen.
So Callum should still win the game here.
Yeah.
Where is Fraz? No. Oh, Fraz can, sorry.
You know what I'm quite happy to do? If you can get Hibs Motherwell, like, relatively quickly, then we can just have a... Who can...
The McGinn.
Yeah.
The McGinn brother.
Yeah.
Stephen.
Paul.
Paul.
No. Wait, why are we cheating? You could have just said that.
Yeah.
If you can get that, I'll have a deal with you. Whoever gets Falcon Motherwell first just wins. Because that will...
Yeah.
Okay, right. Go for it then.
Okay, so we're down to the last 2 years. This is big. I'm going to go Hibs and Motherwell.
Yep.
Paul McGinn.
Yes. Correct.
And Luke, you're happy whoever says Falkirk or Motherwell first wins.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have a long think here. I feel there's got to be someone obvious we're not thinking of. Can we just say names?
Yeah, go for it.
Maybe you can give us a hint to who.
No, we'll give it a minute. Give it a minute first.
Okay.
Connor Salmon.
Actually.
I'm just guessing names here.
I'm still just going to check that.
Connor Salmon never played for Motherwell.
Don't think so, no.
No, or Falkirk.
No.
He played for Falkirk.
Yeah, he plays for Falkirk.
Did
Very memorable, clearly.
he? Yeah. Motherwell and Michael Higdon.
Down.
Whoa!
Oh, yes. No way.
I've stole that with Connor Salmon before he stepped in there. 16 games on loan at Motherwell, 0 goals, but a win for me. Thank you, Connor Salmon.
Has he definitely played for Falkirk?
It literally says that right underneath. Sorry, Fraser.
That's devastating. Fair play, Callum. I'm terrible at Tic Tac Toe.
I'll be honest.
2 losses, 2
A
L's.
complete guess.
That was Michael Hidden was the one that I had in mind from the get-go.
That was an educated guess from me, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
So I'll take
I
that.
mean, we were in the territory of didn't have a clue.
That was high intensity, that was.
Yeah, that was.
Who are you thinking of, sorry?
I was thinking Michael Hidden. Michael Hidden was the one.
Which means I get double for that.
Yes, Fraser wins.
So.
Bang.
There's something dodgy going on there with you two.
Oh, that's
Paying him under the table or
I'll
something.
send you the tuner later, alright?
Yeah. Okay, gents, for our next challenge, in honour of Love Island, we're going to do the best partnerships in lower league Scottish football, in our opinion.
Iconic sort of
Iconic.
partnerships as well.
Iconic
Yeah.
partnerships, yeah. So
And
they may
there's-
not be the most prolific or productive, but the Barclays men.
And we did say as well, whoever you speak to would probably give you a list of another 50. So there's open to interpretation.
I've already been sent a list of about.
So we've just gone for 10 that we like. It's not even like the top. It's not like the best 10 ever, probably. It's just a 10 that we
I
like.
think it contains.
I think it's got some really good ones in there, though. And a lot of fun.
Some of our listeners have actually sent in some
Thanks to our listeners, yeah.
on Instagram. So
We've had a nice mix. So, Fraser, we have came up with a list already, and you're going to run us through starting at number 10.
Number 10, we debated this in depth.
A lot of close calls here.
Yeah. We have many honourable mentions, but at 10 we've got Will Vaulks and Tom Tywell.
No, I did put a slight argument in for Brad Spencer, Dylan Tate. Bit of a more modern take on it, but Will Vaulks, some nostalgia there. What a player.
he's the definition of a Scottish Championship man. If there ever was one.
And
Yeah,
an English Championship man.
Yeah.
good crew.
I remember seeing this was I'm going to go completely off topic here, right? Do you remember that trend on Twitter where there was just like montages of like Barclays players with like proper classic FIFA tunes in the background? I seen a montage of Will Vaulks' like all of his like long range screamers for Falkirk to jerk it out in the background, and it was honestly the best one that I had seen.
So that's why he's at 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
really good player. A really good team as well. Good era for Falkirk. The
great,
good
yeah.
old days.
Yeah, and then Tom Tyo, he always put in like the hard work and
He was more than just a sidekick.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was the one that was always not afraid to put a foot in. So yeah.
No, good player. Very good team as well. And we definitely needed a mention in there because we aren't going to repeat teams in this. you did want John Baird, Bob McHugh as well. There's partnerships all over that team that were definitely memorable.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wasn't upset, but I thought the name Craig Sibbald in that. If we're talking Falkirk central midfielders in that time, he's the one that...
Him and Blair Alston as well.
Blair Alston. So many names. What an era for Falkirk that was.
Where were these suggestions when we were compiling our list?
These
are fantastic.
To be fair, Callum and I did speak about them before.
You did.
And
did you know?
Yeah, we had a conversation when you weren't here when we spoke about the
Callum
actual
looking
tactics. Yeah, you were off doing your hair or something like that. Yeah, this stage. Yeah, so lots of good players in that era. What did it lead to in the end as well? Tears. Fraser.
So in at number 9, this one I'm a big advocate for this one. We've gone Mitch Megginson and Rory McAllister.
They are good lower league men.
They didn't play together for all too long, but they played for Cove, and that's not Rory McAllister. You don't think Cove and Rory McAllister, but that was possibly that strike partnership. Megginson and McAllister, they are bagsmen.
Scary stuff. Yeah.
Bagsmen.
They score goals for fun. Rory McAllister's still going, has been going for God knows how long. Probably could have played much higher than the levels that he's played at, but I think he has kept up his job alongside football.
I was going to say, when I think these two, and this is so much credit to them, when I think iconic partnerships, I do think Megginson and Cove, and you think McAllister and Peterhead, just as a club and a player, there's probably not many better connections than that. I was having this chat not too long ago. I was after Ross McNeil hit 100 for the Caledonian Braves, actually, saying how many players do you think have actually scored 100 goals for a lower league club? There won't be too many. But it's big credit to Ross for doing that.
There's a player on this list.
McAllister is one of those, And we did have a bit of a cut there. Technical error. We're back. Have we got any final words to say on Mitch Megginson and McAllister? I remember Mitch Megginson from his time playing about 10 games at left mid for Raith Rovers, and then he went off and did a lot better things in his career.
Yeah, well, he's a centre forward, so what's he doing at left mid? But that season, I think they played together in Scottish League 1 with Cove. They just romped it, and the two of them were...
Cove going up was very impressive that season, and to them it's not too much of a shock.
I remember Rory McAllister scoring 5 against Falkirk.
Was that?
Are you okay?
Your head?
Yeah, in that Petrified training.
And that was the season they obviously got to Hampden for the 5 goals in a game.
Do you know what I'm putting that down to? Because the cup was actually at the Falkirk Stadium that night, and I got a photo with the cup, and I have a feeling it was because
because of you.
Yeah, I was a jinx.
You shouldn't have touched it.
Nah.
Number 8.
This is an interesting one. Blair Henderson and Cammy Russell. Callum.
I like this shout from Callum, actually.
Yeah, we said we wanted to go out to a few different teams, and when I thought about this, that was instantly a strike force already thought of. We did say lower league for this. I do know we were talking about SPFL, not the lower leagues, but I'm going to give a bit of lower league nostalgia to that as well, because that Spartans team that won promotion was massive of them, because Blair Henderson is a proper lower leagues man as well. The amount of goals he scored, and Cammy Russell is a brilliant player as well up there with him. I remember seeing them both in the Lowland League against the Caledonian Braves, bag full of goals, and they've taken that up to League 2. Spartans this season have had a bit of a...
That whole league is, honestly, don't put money on a Scottish League 2 team.
League 2, League 1 in the Championship, it's all happening.
I think League 1's on another level myself, but but League 2, Spartans have... I think a lot of people tipped them at the start of the season for bigger things, and that was a lot of expectation. They've done well to come up and at least be steady. But with 2 of them up there, they can beat anyone on their day, and a good addition on this list, certainly. And it's nice to have a current one as well, something that is still going, and maybe many more goals to come from the 2 of them.
Yeah,
exactly.
This one.
And at number 7.
I would like to finish off as well. Getting promoted to League 2 is so difficult.
Yeah. Such difficult with the football pyramid and stuff.
So credit to the 2 of them for doing that.
Yeah.
Well, and the rest of the team, of course.
And at number 7, John Baird, and not Christian Taddy, Gregory Taddy.
Yeah,
Callum, again, this is a suggestion that you put forward.
Well, it was an easy suggestion because anyone in Kirkcaldy would say the same. That's what I'll say. I'm gonna get my years up here, just so I'm not getting my years too mixed up. But yeah, Gregory Taddy, a couple of years at Raith, but sort of short and sweet. Certainly made many memories. And had a year mixed over John Baird. Now, if you want to talk about, definition of big man, small man up front, these were the 2 of them.
To be fair, I can't see where he's coming from here. I did
this incredible partnership, and Taddy, we wish he was at Rafe for longer because he's like a modern day, legend as well from his short time there. And John Bed as well from 2 spells, really memorable. Both got big goals separately, but together as well. Iconic partnership. Wish we saw it for longer, but obviously did some really good things when they were together. And I think a worthy place on this list. I actually went in when I was about 9-10 years old to get my Rafe Rovers kit as well. And the kit, this was brilliant kind of thing when you're a kid as well. I went in, it was the actual kit man in there at the time, and he measured me up, got me my Rafe kit, took me out onto the pitch, and it was the 2 of them just warming up. And he was like, "That's our 2 best players." And I was like 9 years old, so I was like, "Wow, this is sticking with me."
Just wow.
10 years old, I was like, "That incredible." So
that is big.
That's class.
So maybe there's a bit of personal nostalgia in that one,
Yeah.
but as names as well, I mean, John Bed, I think he had to be on this list some way, somehow.
Yeah,
But yeah, Gregory Taddy as well, going from playing for Rafe Rovers, scoring the winner away to Aberdeen, to playing in the Champions League a few years later on and everything like that. So that's quite cool. When he was out in Romania.
Wow, for Cluj?
It was, yeah.
There you go.
great ball knowledge.
I remember seeing him playing for Cluj, of course.
remember it well, yeah. And then it was the fact he came back, and I see him about, he was playing for Cumbernauld Colts and all that at some point as well.
Oh, actually, I did remember this, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is that the Gregory Taddy? Idolised at that one stage.
Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry.
Celtic is on in the background, and Celtic almost scored.
Jota
against
just
Bayern
danced
Munich.
around the Bayern Munich defence and couldn't. I don't know what he was playing at. He needed to put his laces through that. Sorry,
Well, he's not done a Gregory Taddy because Gregory Taddy has scored in the Champions League. Back to the topic. Who is up
they're
next?
through again. No chance.
Oh,
my
my
goodness,
Ada.
This isn't a watch along, right?
This is crazy. That was Celtic should be 1-up.
What a start.
Anyway, we can edit that out.
No, it's staying in. Right, who's next?
Okay, and at number 6 is a duo from Rangers, which obviously
Rangers played in the lower leagues of Scottish football, did they?
they did, yes.
Wow.
Used to be.
Much forgotten, often forgotten. But yeah, we've picked a duo actually from their League 2 season, and it's Andy Little and David Templeton.
What a duo of players for a lower league list this is.
Wow. So yeah, Andy Little was their top goal scorer in the league that season.
Yeah. As you'd hope, maybe. Well,
he wasn't a striker though.
No.
Is it not?
I think who did they have that season? Maybe Big John Daly and Fran Sandaza potentially. Maybe
names.
Kevin Kyle was he? I'm not sure.
No,
But
Kevin Trail was part of that, actually.
Fraser Ed on the right.
Fraser Heard.
What was it?
One of your boys.
Yeah, destroyed against Dale.
Did he?
Who hasn't?
David
David Templeton.
Ripping it up in the Scottish League 2.
Yeah, and currently he was most recently at Drumchapel United.
Was he
think.
at Drum?
I think.
Drummy?
I don't know whether he moved recently, but anyway, the two of them for Rangers, they tore up League 2.
All-time Rangers players, I'd say.
All timers, yeah. And Andy Little, I think he still does. I think he does the commentary for Rangers TV potentially.
How's it?
So still very much associated with the club.
Yes.
I believe.
Do you want me to get the list up quickly? Was it Rangers 2012-13, was it?
It was, yes. Actually, my dad there's just.
We'll get the list up. So, yeah, 2013, 12-13. I think that season, did they not lose? I mean, there's quite a few good stories from that season. I think they played Andy Robertson's Queen's Park.
They did.
And I believe they lost to Stirling Albion that season, famously when the Stirling Albion manager wasn't even there because he was at his own wedding. And he missed the game.
That's wild.
They
Yeah.
drew. Did they not? Maybe they didn't draw in the first game.
So
of the
you've
season,
got Neil Alexander, Liam Kelly was on the books, Doran Goyan, not name I
did they? Oh yeah, Doran Goyan.
Carlos Bonsonegra.
Boccanegra.
Boccanegra. I feel like I've seen these names, just not for so long.
They were. I'm pretty sure they were there pre-liquidation.
Yeah. A name that I've just seen on this list.
Sorry, is that?
Right.
A name that I've just seen on this list. Lucha Gasparotto.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
He was at Falkirk for a wee while.
Yeah, I remember him, Canadian as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was
Well,
at
it
Morton.
says something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a Canadian international.
Kurt Broadfoot, Lee Wallace, of course, quite famously.
Yeah. Ian Black.
Young Robbie Crawford was there. Young Andy Murdoch was there.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
Andy Murdoch.
Yeah.
Who's
Carl
just
Hutton.
left there.
Maurice
Released,
Edu.
unfortunately.
Dean Shields. Lee McCulloch. Young Barry Mackay. Wouldn't have been playing much. Kane Hemmings. Cal Naismith, Andrew Little, Sandoz, Kevin Kyle, yeah. Iconic. Right.
Back to
Don't know how I put that down.
back to the task at hand.
Yes, let's move on.
On to number 5.
Oh, we're in the top 5 now. Here we
crunch time.
Now we're into proper duos, proper partnerships. Stevie Mallon and Lewis Morgan.
Wow.
Belter, by the way.
That St Mirren team in the championship was pretty special.
It was almost a disaster, and then they just stayed up.
Oh yeah, the dread strip.
They were scrapping down with Ayr actually the season before they then won the league.
I think when I saw young Stevie Mallon playing in the championship, I was like, this young guy could go anywhere. It's a shame that didn't quite kick on in the way. But
anywhere.
He went to Hibs.
I was injuries.
Shame he didn't
I was
kick on.
injuries for him. I think that killed it.
What a talented team, though.
I remember. I was that year that they won the title, and Lewis Morgan and Stevie Mallon were both in the Scotland Under 21 squad.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to see them play one night at St Mirren Stadium, and they bet Netherlands Under 21's team 2-0.
Yeah.
Right, but that Netherlands Under 21's team, looking back on it, wow.
Dumfries maybe was
Dumfries. You had centre half.
Did Fraser Hornby not score from the halfway line or something in that game?
I think so.
I could be wrong.
You had the centre half, Matthew Stillett, and Frankie de Jorno playing in that game as well.
A Dutch youth team.
Yeah, Bergwijn, Steven Bergwijn as well. Like, it was a
Beautifully pronounced.
thank you.
Rutelet. Clarence Seedorf. They're all playing. But the two of them, my unfortunately striking memory, because Rafe were in the division with them that year as well, as when Rafe really needed a result at the end of the year, and it was when St Mirren were dead, pretty much looked dead and buried, and then they made that miraculous comeback, beat Rafe 5-0, second last game of the season.
Oh yeah,
famous John Hughes post-match interview.
Yeah, I remember this.
Which, if we were here dissecting that, we could do a whole episode on that if you want. Incredible.
Joga Bonito, eh?
Oh
Yeah, I think him saying like Ryan. That was the game where he said like Ryan Hardy, nice lad. If your daughter brought him home, as a boyfriend, sorry, you'd be buzzing, but trains terribly and all that. Like
wow.
Just papped Liverpool out the FA Cup.
I know,
so
I know.
You got the last laugh.
But he's lazy in training, so
Yeah.
So we're in the top 5 now. I'm very excited. Who's at number 4?
Well, just on that, Lewis Morgan went from playing against Raith Rovers in the Scottish Championship to playing with Higuain in America.
He did.
And he's...
Why did you say against Raith Rovers? We all know who finished bottom.
Well,
that
just
year.
because you were talking about
Yeah, we know who finished bottom that year.
Who did? Doesn't matter. So, on to number 4. Callum, I'll let you take this one because
Ricky
you were
Little
so
and Thomas
passionate.
O'Brien. I was very insistent. Ricky Little, Tam O'Brien had to be on there. Some sort of Arbroath representation, because that team that almost got promoted, how iconic is that?
Yeah, that was a
21-22, was it? 22-23?
21-22.
21-22.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Kelly had to come in, ruin the fun.
As they always do.
Yeah, no one wanted Kelly to go up. Absolutely no one.
What would have happened if the Arbroath went up? That would have been incredible.
I know, it would have actually been crazy. A part-time team in the top league. I mean, I assume they would have gone full-time, but fantastic. That was a fairy tales season.
Incredible. And like the reason I went for 2 of them, I think we had the mention of Bobby Lynn, Michael McKenna in there.
Joel Nubley?
Yeah, I was going to come.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Lynn. It would have been a good shout as well. Bobby Lynn had so many years before as well, where he was tearing it up in League One, especially. Like, he's possibly the best League One player I've ever seen. That's maybe another challenge. Best League One player you've ever seen. Probably Bobby Lynn. He was so good. But I went for the 2 of them at centre back. Well, we went for the 2 of them at centre back, I should say, because that whole season was no discredit to any of the attackers. Of course, it was really built on that incredible defence they had.
And who's our goal? Was it Gaston?
Yeah, it was Derek Gaston. It was Jason Thompson in and out, a right back, sort of switching up there. Because you've got Colin Hamilton as well back there. I think they also had the other Hamilton at left back. That's it. Chris Hamilton. Is it Chris Hamilton?
Yeah, the boy that played for Dunfermline.
Yeah, Chris Hamilton. He was playing left back a lot as well. So that defence was always quite interchangeable as well.
I'm looking at this, right? And they had Trade Whiten and Jack Hamilton as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And then they had Liam Henderson.
Jack Hamilton came in on loan sort of to replace Nubley second half of the year. As well, like I feel when you talk about Arbroath's defence, Colin Hamilton's name is synonymous with it as well. Any sort of combination of that could be there because, I mean, you look at them, Colin Hamilton, according to Wikipedia, which will not be up to date, of course, was 233 appearances according to Wikipedia. 233, Colin Hamilton. Ricky Little, 318. And finally, Thomas O'Brien was 180 as well. So and they're all defenders.
And he's still there.
Yeah, of course, and just so iconic. I feel of that team, as well as that. They were Dick Campbell's boys. Won League One, almost won the championship. Yeah, that's
Plus.
There had to be something from that team. Just how iconic and such a strong core. Because remember when that team did win League One, I thought they were so good as well. So yeah, easy choice there. Colin Hamilton, of course, manager. Arbroath now too. David Gold.
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah.
There you go.
We player manager.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, now we're into the podium places.
Here we frickin' go.
This one, we actually kind of debated this, Joe, as well.
Number 3.
But McGinn and McGeer could have been any one of 4, I guess, players with Liam Henderson, Scott Allen, as well. But we went McGinn and McGeer because they took it from the championship then into the.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on with one of John McGinn's so many really impressive central midfield partners we had in there. Jason Cummings could have been a good shout as well, but obviously, almost had a crasher. Jason Cummings, John McGinn were kind of the two really probably players that Hibs fans loved at that time. But I think really solid central midfield partnership.
Yes,
I think they ended up playing in Scotland together, maybe a game or two. And went up into Premiership, kept it going as well. Really
won the Scottish Cup together as well.
Of course, I don't think there's all too much to say about those two other than that, really.
Yeah.
Really iconic partnership. Yeah. The Championship.
Now, I don't know whether we can introduce the final two.
We're into the strike partnerships here.
We are into the strike partnerships. These are proper partnerships, I think.
If I wasn't sitting here with you, I might put these two the other way around.
Really? Well, we'll let you... Well, we can argue it then.
Well, we'll argue it.
So, we are now down to Dykes and Dobie.
Excellent.
Stand up, Queen of the South.
And Moffat and Shankland, who operated actually at similar times. I don't know, there was overlap there.
Pretty similar times,
I know who I think number one, and I think this is a genuine iconic partnership that will be tough to beat. Genuinely, I don't know if our listeners can put any ahead of or any suggestions forward, but Moffat and Shankland for years, bucket loads of goals, the two of them. And Moffat complimented Shankland complimented Moffat. But then that was the same could be said for Dobie and Dykes. And Stephen Dobie strolled Scottish football when he came back up.
I don't think players get much more iconic linked to a club than Stephen Dobie.
Oh yeah, one club man really.
And Lyndon Dykes, what he did for him at an early stage of his career, being that foil to help him get going, and bring out his best stuff. And then eventually when Dobie did go, Dykes really sort of coming out as himself as well as one of Scotland's best strikers. So yeah, two really iconic partnerships. Of course, league winning as well, Shankland and Moffat.
Well, exactly. Thank you for mentioning that. Also, they possibly one of Ayr United's best results in ever, really, at Tannadice against Dundee United in League, 5-0 away from home, and Shankland scored 4 and Moffat scored the 5th. I mean, tell me a better partnership than that.
That kind of sums up that partnership.
Yeah, they ran riot that night. So I would put them forward as first. I'm
happy with that list, to be fair. I do like it.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
But
some iconic partnerships in there.
Incredibly, yeah.
Class.
And we are aware that there's plenty others.
Oh, there's too many to talk about right now.
Greg Stewart and Kane Hemmings, for example.
Cool.
They were honourable mention.
We're going to put Ryan Shanley and Danny Handling in there, Edinburgh City.
Yeah.
But we could maybe do a follow-up to this. Who knows?
We could have done a top 100, but...
You happy there? Your Love Island segment comes to an end.
I'm
True
done.
love here at Castermore.
Okay.
Somebody take the mic off him. Jeez, oh.
That was the Love Island theme, if anyone was...
Right. Lovely segment.
interested.
And should we finish it off then?
Let's round it off.
And we're going to finish this off with a Mount Rushmore. So we need 4 iconic names to go into this one. And it's going to be a Mount Rushmore of Scottish managers. I don't know why I said that. Scottish. It's going to be a Mount Rushmore of Scottish managers.
So
All-time
Scottish, the Scotland national team managers, just
Scottish managers, not Scotland national team. I'm going to redo that whole thing because it's going to be a Mount Rushmore of Scottish managers, excluding Sir Alex Ferguson, because he deserves his own mountain.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's got to be some obvious names in here. There's a lot of names. Too many good Scottish managers, possibly.
Yeah, there's a long list of current managers, ex-managers.
Yes.
I think we need to start. Bit of credit to Celtic, 1967.
Yeah, I think maybe he's the first face. On
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Rushmore.
Yeah.
Jockstein's got to be in there, yeah.
Yep.
They also managed Scotland as well. Tragic passing, actually, but the first British manager to win the European Cup, was it? Yeah, first British manager to win the European Cup. Winning that with a Scottish team, and where all the players were from 30 miles radius of the stadium.
Wild.
Absolutely wild.
What a culture, what an achievement.
Yeah.
He's a lock on our Mount Rushmore.
Could even win a second, I believe.
Yeah.
In the 70s. So, fantastic manager, and he definitely goes on it.
Alright, who's the next shouts then?
I was just say Sir Steve Clarke.
We're going straight in with Steve Clarke.
Yeah.
This man.
I feel like we've got to save him, for the debatable spots. There's got to be some more locks before that.
Sorry.
Steve Clarke's the reason he got his Scotland football top.
Right,
For the first
you
time
calm down,
in-
you. Calm down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a. Should we could go through? We go through the list.
Well, we've got Matt Busby.
So Busby,
Iconic.
Well,
definitely.
Yep.
He was
Absolute hero.
the first manager to win the European Cup for an English
Yeah.
Yep.
with Man United. So obviously Celtic did it 67. Followed up Matt Busby 60, 68. That's kind of mad. So he's there. I think he did.
I think he's a lock in there.
Yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Busby.
If you win the
His
European
influence,
Cup, you're on the list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or you're
100%.
on
Yep.
the Mount.
You wait for Conference League.
Oh, Davy Moyes.
Who's our other locks on here? Sorry.
Sorry.
Difficult actually. That now we're into sort of clouded territory. You've got Walter Smith.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think Walter Smith's worth a
shout.
yeah.
Walter Smith. You've got Jim McLean.
Yep.
Shankly.
Yep.
Bill Shankly.
I was looking at Shankly. Was it? How long was he? 15 years, Liverpool.
15.
15 years.
So I say I'm gonna say Bill Shankly as the next one.
Ayrshire man as well. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Born
I
Ayrshire.
think a lot of them. Well, quite
A lot of they're all from
It's-
Ayrshire.
well,
They're all West Coast legends.
big Steve Clarke, an Ayrshire
So yeah, UEFA Cup 1972, 1973. Bill Shankly, numerous league titles as well. Already set off that very, very iconic spell at Liverpool. I'm thinking Kenny Dalglish may be a cut from this. He's
Yeah.
definitely a name we need to say, but I think Bill Shankly should make it on next to Sir Matt Busby and Jockstein so far.
Yep.
What we say for that?
One more.
That's one more spot.
One more spot in the Mount.
And now, with obviously having a bit of Celtic interest in there already, Walter Smith would be quite nice just to balance it out a bit.
Yeah.
That's definitely a shout. But you have mentioned the name Steve Clarke, which we've got to put a bit of personal bias into this as well, I feel. It has to be a
Steve Clarke
bit.
did what Walter Smith couldn't,
Yep.
albeit in slightly easier circumstances.
Yeah.
And it was an expanded tournament, but Walter Smith didn't quite manage to get us to a major tournament. One of Scotland's greatest managers as well, though, to be fair. I think he was responsible for some of the big scalps on France in that Euros campaign. But he didn't manage what Steve Clarke's done twice.
And I think what Steve Clarke did as well that's so iconic is it was an entire generation that needed to get believing again, and he brought that.
He brought that belief back.
Here he is.
Excuse me, right? I feel like this slanders him.
And, well, it's true.
So, least in bias, are we giving our final spot on our Mount Rushmore to Sir Steve Clarke?
Well, Steve Clarke hasn't won a European trophy, where others have. Willie Waddle.
This can't be the only. Yeah, I mean,
Willie
if we're
Waddle,
going back
David
to
Moyes,
the
but-
iconic names.
Yeah, I'm only saying that just
Yeah.
for.
Right, get Steve Clarke.
Steve Clarke,
Just for
finalist.
recognition.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore locked in then.
Yep.
Happy with that?
Class.
What's the final four?
That is Jockstein,
Yep.
Matt Busby, Bill Shankly, and rounding off at the back, Sir Steve Clarke.
Boom. Right, well, I think that's all our challenges done for today
Yeah.
then, boys. Have you got anything else you want to add in here, or are we pretty much ready to round up? Episode 3.
Don't go changing.
Wow, this should be a spotlight on. So Luke McGuire.
That was beautiful, yeah.
Spencer FC.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Don't know changing.
That's a throwback there. Right, well, it's been a pleasure, boys. As ever.
As always.
Yeah, no, it's been good.
Are we shaking hands? Oh, I thought you were in for. We're going
Smashing.
there we go.
Good performance. Same again next week.
Thanks for listening.
Same time next week.
Same time next week.
Give
Goodbye.
us a wee follow on Insta, please.
And TikTok.
And TikTok.
And YouTube.
And YouTube.
And everywhere.
Yeah, just follow us everywhere. Please. Thank you.
Follow Luke.
Yeah, and follow me too.
He needs a watching. Yeah, I'll watch him.
Thanks, lads.
Cut.